Iko Nini. So ile interview Gachagua alidu on Monday night bado inaendelea kumake headlines and some of the headlines zile ina make ni imetutake back in time. Imetutake back in time ya time fulani ile ubuda anaitwa Raila alikuwa na bonga and I guess kuzosa alikuwa na fatigue, alikuwa na Raila fatigue, watu alikuwa shachoka na yeye. Kuna vitu alikuwa nasema zilikuwa tunachukua ni stories za jaba na inaka zilikuwa story real. So wacha before to go back in time, wacha tusikie kile Gachagua alisema on Monday and this is one of those like the most damaging interviews naweza sema to Ruto cause at some point lazima tufikirie tujiulize at what point does Ruto become president and stop being a businessman. Nacheki cause history ile Gachagua alisema alafu the fact that it can be corroborated by an older Raila story is very sad. Wacha tusikie kile Gachagua alisema.
The Russian government gave us 40,000 metric tons of fertilizer.
The donation.
It was given to this man called Maisha Minerals by the president. And another 30,000 metric tons from Algeria given to the same man. They blended and sold it to government. A donation from Russia, a donation from Algeria was processed and sold to the Kenya government at the same price that we were buying fertilizer from.
Masikia hiyo story. Russia ilitupatiaga free fertilizer. Alafu after watupatia hii free fertilizer ikafika, then the commander in chief, the president of a third world country, a poor country where people can't afford food, decided that he was going to take the free fertilizer, mix it with more free fertilizer from Algeria. Algeria, I guess anamaanisha Algeria, and sell it to the people. Try kuimagine hiyo and sell it to the people. So hii ni kitu Gachagua amesema wote. Alisema this one on the 7th of April 2025. We'll go back in time. But nataka you take some minutes just to let that sink in. That the president of a third world country decided that this free fertilizer from Russia, the one that can help a lot of poor farmers, he was going to repackage it and then sell it. And you know what? In 2027, wengine wenyu bado mtamvotia. Hamwezi saidika. Kuna wasi wako like ati, why should we trust Gachagua now? It does not matter. Nacheki, like it does not matter. If this happened, story kwisha. Alafu this happened because Raila had also said the same thing. But wacha tuendele na ubuda kidogo.
And I would like you, now that I've told you, go and ask the Ministry of Agriculture. The fertilizer that came from Russia as a donation, which farmers were given free of charge?
Hafu before useme, hizi ni stories za jaba, lazima nikukumbusheni Iko Nini. Na Iko Nini waga tuna make sure that we've done some due diligence. So let's go back in time. On the 3rd of August 2023, the Russian embassy in Kenya iliandika, more than 34,000 tons of fertilizer donated to Kenya by the Russian Uralkali group are now being reformulated to produce 100 to 200 tons of fertilizer. Okay, yes, this will help Kenya a lot to get a good harvest this year. So cheki, more than 34,000 tons. A ton is 1,000 kilograms. So this means that more than 34 million kilograms of fertilizer. I don't know how many farmers we have, but hata wangeamua wanapatia kila farmer 1 kg, because some farmers are small. Understand? 34 million kilograms of fertilizer were donated for free. Alafu nachiki hapa Russia walikuwa wanasema bado zingeniniwa na zifike 200 tons and what. So this story is real. History ya free fertilizer. Alafu umecheki kitu moja ile umse amesema that ameambia journalist, enda unitafutie one single farmer ule alireceive fertilizer kutoka Russia. This is a very simple thing. This is, yes, hoja tuende tupate farmer moja yuko na nini imeandikwa from the people of Russia. Chikika zile from the people of America. But when you try to think about this, where a president of a third world country decides like, no, fuck these poor people. I'm going to use this money. I'm already a billionaire, but I'm going to collaborate with another billionaire. Unakumbuka hii kifala kinaitwa Devki ndio kilikuwa ile time mimi yu rais umenifurahisha hata ukikuwa president for 25 years. Hii ndio ujinga ilikuwa inafanya kina Bambika hivyo, because this is free money. Free fertilizer imekuja, mna repackage, mnauzia mafala, because mnajua mafala mkikamba damu mziambie lugha yako ni gani? Oh, mimi na wewe ni the same. Oh, juu tuko na lugha same, sisi ni the same. Wewe ni billionaire lakini mimi ni maskini, but sisi ni the same. Si ndio? Hao wengine ndio mafala. Mnakubali. So tunaendelea kuchezwa. So hii story ilikuwa nini sana. So wacha tuendelee tu kidogo.
The ones that came from Nigeria, which farmers were given free of charge, the president gave it to Maisha Millers, Devki, his friend, blended, packed, and sold to the Kenya government. They pocketed billions of shillings. That is why we are saying what Muturi was saying, it is true. You know, the president would speak in cabinet. Hey, mimi sitaki ufisadi katika serikali yangu. Na mimi I'll be merciless to anybody who is caught up in corruption. You know, people will just look at him because all the procurement in this government is done by William Ruto. In fact, in cabinet, behind the scenes, because nobody could speak openly except me and maybe Muturi, the president in cabinet, behind him, is known as the principal procurement officer of the Kenya government.
Meskeyo, the president is known as the principal procurement officer. And yes, so Gachagua ameisema, alafu since Gachagua ameisema, saizi kuna watu wa ODM wako Gachagua anasema hiyo ni uongo bwana. Kwa nini hakusema ile wakati alikuwa kwa serikali? Kwa nini Gachagua hakusema hiyo mama? Lazima akuwe anadanganya. Saizi unajua sisi kama ODM tumeingia kwa serikali. So sisi tuko imara kabisa na serikali. So kile tutafanya ni kuna kuagana the famous saying from ODM, and the famous saying inakuaga ni baba is never wrong. So nataka kutake back in time. Gachagua alido interview yake on the 7th of April 2025. I want to take you back to the 10th of September 2023. Kumbuka Russia walikuwa wamepost on the 5th of Russia walikuwa wamepost on the 3rd of August 2023. So basically a month and 1 week later Raila said this.
Mambo ya mbolea ya kilimo imegatuliwa. Agriculture is devolved function. Paana pesa kwa serikali ya county wanunua nayo mbolea. Hapana sema sasa mimi nitandoa mbolea wapatie serikali hapa asigawanye. Hiyo anakuja kusema tumeteremsha bei ya mbolea kutoka shilingi 6,000 kwa gunia, sasa imekuja 2,500. Hiyo mbolea wamepewa bure na serikali ya Urusi. Wagawanye kwa wakulima bure. Alafu anakuja anauza kwa shilingi 2,500. Hiyo 2,500 naenda wapi? Nani wamepewa bure? Tani 34,000 wakaongeza mchanga ndani yake, imefika sasa 1,100.
Nacheki. So also walipatiwa free fertilizer. Alafu after kupatiwa free fertilizer, they repackaged it just to make more money. This Devki dude is a billionaire. Acheki, he's a billionaire but does not care. And as Kenya, kitu nikatiaga ni even right now vile nabonga hivi, kuna wa Kenya bado they'll put their tribe ahead of. So utapata kuna mjaka juu Raila saizi amejoin gava. Sisi tuko kwa serikali gani? Nyanyako. Huko kwa serikali. So hii problem tuko nayo kwa Kenya ni problem bigi sana, because this is a what? This is an impeachable offense. The fact that umse amesema hivi, the first thing that should happen ni saizi anafaa kuwa summoned by DCI. Alafu ende a record statement. After a record statement, the director of public prosecutions anafaa kuanza proceedings. We don't care if this is nini. Alafu gava, the parliament inafaa kuanza impeachment proceedings. Hii kifala kinaitwa Devki kinafaa kurushwa jela. This is what would happen in a reasonable society. But we are not a reasonable society. We are a society that as long as you make wealth, no one cares how we made your money. And this is the reason why hatutaiendelea. Tuko too serious. As a country hatutaiendelea. Tuko, wacha, if I work hard and I pray, everything will be well. No. No, not if we have this. Like in Russia, country huko mbali kabisa kuna baridi, yani wasiwapendi hata wasiwa black. Ukienda rations zatandikwa on a random street na kimsetu. But hao pia alikuwa like zile si tusaidie hizi raia za kawaida, acha tuzisaidie, at least inaweza zisaidia. Then the president, the highest office, takes that and then repackages it and starts selling it. And Iko Nini, so koko US unatry kutuma do Kenya, the best platform kutumia ni LemFi. Na the reason ni LemFi ukupatiaga the best ama the highest exchange rates. Na pia through LemFi unaweza tuma up to $8,000 a day, $16,000 a week, ama $32,000 a month. Hiyo inamaanisha unaweza tuma $1 million shillings in one day, ama unaweza tuma 2 million shillings in 1 week, ama unaweza tuma 4 million shillings in 1 month. Try and imagine kama maybe unafanya kitu kama construction hivi na unadid kutuma hiyo do faster. So unacheki LemFi is the platform to use. Alafu pia usisahau another thing juu ya LemFi ni ukibaki umerefer best yako unapata $20. So jua, so wewe ni best yangu jo. So sisi kama Iko Nini tumekurifer. Baki umeclick hiyo link ya LemFi ile iko kwa description, ama unaweza baki pia umescan. Cheki jo. Na scan hii QR code alafu baki sign up for LemFi, alafu sisi kama Iko Nini tutapata $20, inamaanisha utakuwa umetusupport. Lakini apart from that, wewe mwenyewe ukituma your first $100 plus, unajua ama $100 and over, pia wewe mwenyewe unapata $20 cashback. So nangoja nini? Baki umeingia LemFi today. LemFi, international payments for everyone. Iko Nini. At no point, cause kuna time nini waliitisha press conference ama fala wa UDA kutetea the president. Hii time ilikuwa mpaka na ufala anaitwa nani, alikuwa gava bado. Akina Cleophas wale wago sasa hizi kuna bila Ruto anatuumiza kwenda huko, hataki kujua kama Ruto anaumiza. So they called a press conference, and in this press conference they tried to justify history of fertilizer. So nataka to go back in time tusikia watu wakinini, and at no point will you hear them saying the free fertilizer was distributed to 1, 2, 3 people. No, hautasikia hivyo, ni waliuza.
Let me come to the issue of fertilizer, which he seems very unhappy that the president has managed to hack. Because if you remember, during the campaigns, the president went round and promised farmers cheaper fertilizer. The truth is that the fertilizer was 7,000. At the time, Raila Odinga was in that government of the handshake. Immediately the president came in, the first thing he did was reduce the cost of fertilizer from 7 to 3,500. It's now come down to 3,500. 2,500. It's now at 2,500 Kenya shillings. He seems very unhappy that the president has achieved that very, very important role. And it's because we have told him, instead of us going to maandamano, we bought our fertilizer cheaply, went to the farms.
Acha ni pause kidogo. Nataka uangalie umse Hassan Omar. Can you see how he looks like someone who sold his soul? Because kitu fani ni majuzi tulikuwa na Ian, tulikuwa tumeishia place fulani, tutataja ni wapi. Alafu tukapata na mse fulani tukamzada, buda jo, ushaona Moha Jichopevu ameenda wapi siku hizi je? Moha amepotea. Nimsaka akasambia jo, Moha at some point ali realize he sold his soul to the devil and he can't come out and say he's unhappy, but Moha is unhappy. That's why we notice Moha alipotea from the public kabisa. But kicheki ufala muangalie like unza cheki yuko hapo, and the expression on his face ni zile za Iko Nini. Hapa sasa nilijipata happy because yes, money is sweet and money is good, but at some point you have to wonder, like, this is a third world country, and in a third world country, how do you end up taking free stuff and starting to charge people like a premium? Unajua unacharge watu hapa saizi kuna like hii nchi kuna maskini hohehahe, but these people don't care. Acha tuendelee tukusikia kama madha. Alafu the good thing about madha ni tayari tunajua the next governor wa Embu ni Justin Muturi. This Justin Muturi dude is not like that he is an angel or anything, but just the fact that this one unacheki alikuwa hapa akijustify hii nonsense, because they have to know if the joke kwa cabinet ni Ruto is the principal procurement officer, then it means that she knows that of course these people talk.
We grew our crops. We've had a bounty harvest. And now the price has gone further down to 2,500. The farmers are very happy. I think Raila Odinga is not in touch with the grassroots. We must feed Kenya, and Kenya can only be fed with real hard work in the farms.
So angalia hapo pia nini another angalia Cleophas Malala. So Cleophas pia hii time alikuwa Ruto ni kama Yesu Kristo, Ruto ni mtu mzuri. Saizi hii raya pia inalia hapa, iko huku nje inalia ikiandika maplay, because I'll go back to writing plays and there's nothing wrong with writing plays. I don't want anyone to get their ish twisted. It's just that this person now, if he's writing a play criticizing Ruto, hapa tunakutolea zile za Jay-Z. We don't believe you, you need more people. Like, you're here praising this guy just because he screwed you up does not mean that right now we should take your word. Acheki, alafu we need receipts. Mse kama Gachagua alikuwa pale na documents and just flipping through the documents telling us what was happening. But mother ni vizuri kabisa. Like, I'll keep reiterating that. Mother ni vipoa that after this ni good riddance.
And cheap farm inputs, one of them being fertilizer. And again, as governors, we have partnered with the national government. The national government is supplying the fertilizer to us. We are providing the last mile delivery of this fertilizer closer to the farmer, and this is an agreement we had with the national government. And it is agreeable, and all of us are right now very busy organizing that to happen. So again, please stop rubbishing a very important program. It's also extremely responsible to attempt to make it look like the fertilizer imewekwa mchanga. I mean, who does that?
So nacheki hapo akasema fertilizer haikuwekwa mchanga. I mean, who does that? Then of course tuta fast forward, alafu all na need kudu ni kuenda kwa anaitwa msema kweli Google, alafu ubaki umeandika fake fertilizer, alafu andike Kenya, and you'll see that at some point kuna buda ilibidi a face nini jia fake fertilizer. So ilikuwa ni on the 6th of April 2024, government owns up to fake fertilizer as DCI summons businessman. Alafu 23rd of March 2024, fake fertilizer syndicate. Police nab 560 bags of fake fertilizers in Molo. Fact check, Kenyan lady tries hashing fake fertilizer scandal with false claims. Ilikuwa ni The Voice of America. Then kulikuwa na some culprits of the fake fertilizer scandal are yet exposed. Then the East African Kenya fake fertilizer newest threat to Ruto's food agenda. Which food agenda? You are given free fertilizer and you ended up repackaging it and selling it to Kenyans. There is nothing you're telling us. Hakuna kitu yote unatuambia hapa. So yeah, this is the country that we live in. This is a third world country, and in this third world country we have some of the most heartless leaders that you'll ever find anywhere in the world. There's nothing as good as a donation, because a donation helps you to save money and channel that money to something else. And I say this as someone who's received donations as courtesy of IKONINI funds. Kuna microphone kama hii ilikuwa donated kwetu na mse anaitwa Onsando. This would have cost us $230 plus taxes. Onsando helped us save that money, and through that money tukaweza kuichannel to something else. That's what free stuff does. You take the money that was supposed to be used and you channel it to something else. But what has been happening? Yeah, nyinyi mulisema mnataka a God-fearing leader. Now the leader is bringing to you the fear of God. I don't know vile hiyo phrase tumika, but yes, so this is the situation we have where free fertilizer ilikuwa repackaged alafu kauziwa kama farmer. But now talking of farming, this is one of the funniest things niliona kwa internet. Kuna swali kwa mepost Ruto akiwa kwa farm yake, and musemaga like Ruto has some of the worst advisors ever. Najua these two whatever, and that's the worst thing about surrounding yourself with yes men and people who want to tell you what you want to hear. You have to surround yourself with people who will tell you something you don't want to hear. That's why kuna watu jam na Iko Nini, because we don't always tell you what you want to hear. Wanataka tukwambia women are your enemies, na kwambia mamako alikuwa enemy wako unakuja hapa Ruto anatoka before 2027, tukwambia acha tujipange for 2027. telling someone the truth is not something bad. But now wacha tukuja kwa rais ambuage ukweli. So one of his advisors alimwambia, sasa vile umeenda kwa farm, we need to take a photo, wacha tupige picha yako, alafu apart from picha yako wacha tupige picha yako kikula chakula farmers wako kula. Remember, this is someone who just made billions from the fake fertilizer, sindio, ama this fertilizer scandal. Alafu unacheki the food that his nini eat ni mahindi meboiliwa. He's there eating hiyo mahindi meboiliwa. This is a billionaire. This is a dollar billionaire. Unajua msisahau? So this is a dollar billionaire. What would a dollar billionaire in America do? Would that be the food that the ninis are eating after getting free fertilizer and getting free money? You can't even treat your farmers, your workers in a respectable way. And then you have the audacity to take photos and post that for us to see. Kufikiria tuta zoom in, tuone hii ni ile mahindi mubongaga juu yake hapa iko nini. Ni mahindi first of all imekauka. Alafu ulichekia kuko hata a single bean kwa hiyo plate. But now the president is eating. You know why? Because not trying to justify poverty. Najua, trying to show people that there's dignity in poverty. There's no dignity in poverty. No one is happy to eat that piece of shit hapo kwa hiyo farm. They're just tolerating it. And I'm 100% sure if we were to audit that Sugoi farm, utapata watu wana survive on minimum wage or even less than minimum wage. And that's the president that's supposed to save the rest of us. So I guess maybe it's time sisi wenyewe tuombe Mungu wa Ruto. Mungu wa Ruto saidia sisi. Iko nene.